words.
I'm small. What is that?
He's turned into some kind of nanomechanical organism.
Nanomech. I like it.
Just like the chips.
Alien forms from the video game scan.
Not all of them, remember?
Now what?
Ugh, Ben Cooties.
Do it! Whoa, what? What should I break? Everything! I wonder what happens if I cross these.
Not a chance.
Gwen, that's how the powers work. Lick it.
This is too disgusting to be a superpower.
It's the only way in.
Fine. Now what?
Well, here's a rule.
I'm not feeling so good. You mean I hurled for nothing?
Guys?
You gotta admire the craftsmanship.
Can you eat faster than it grows?
Not unless you want a bunch of those energy balls bouncing around.
Oh, maybe I can open it from the inside.
Instant recharge? शाबाश ब्लू किच और ड्रीबा।
तो क्या है तुम्हारा नया प्लान?
हमेशा वाला बदमाशों की हड्डियां तोड़ना ह्यूमंगसौर की स्टाइल में।
ये जीव पाए गए गैल्वन मेल, ब्लू किक, गैल्वन मेल, ड्रीबा।
मैं सिक्योरिटी स्कैनर के बारे में भूल ही गया। Oh please, oh please।
वार्निंग, अनआइडेंटिफाइड नैनो बेस्ड जीव पाया गया है।
ओह, तुम्हारा मतलब टीनी वीनी। इतने बुरे नाम कहाँ से ले आते हो तुम? ओ ठीक है, ठीक है।
Ben?
I dodged between the lava droplets.
Cloudodoris! Game over, cousin. Check and mate.
Look! Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Are you invisible?
Now, I'm down here.
The little guy? Lame.
Bean, the transformation is too small. We can't get decent scale.
This video is from Ben 10, guys. Yes, have you known what Ben 10 is? By the way, as you can see, this is a compilation of different kind of Ben 10 series, including like cartoons and also live action, because when I was a kid, I was a big fan of this show. It was amazing because you can see like a kid, I don't know from which place, but found a really weird watch, and then that watch, inside the watch, the watch gives him abilities to transform into different kind of characters which has superpowers, and that was amazing. I really love it because you can see Ben 10 is from Cartoon Network channel, and it's amazing because at first I was introduced to this kind of like cartoons or animations. I was so locked in because it was so amazing, and it had new concepts. Like, just imagine a kid from just who's living with his cousin and also who's living with an uncle, just in the middle of nowhere. He found a mysterious watch. That watch was created by an alien, where that watch, when you twist it, you can see different kind of characters, and also when you punch that watch, it can transform into different characters that you want. And those characters are not ordinary characters, because those characters have different kind of superpowers, and that is amazing. Because first we start, I think the first season of the show, there was just it was him as a kid, and then I think the other season it changed to Alien Force, where he was a teenager and who's wearing a cool green and black jacket, and also Gwen was also a gorgeous teen, I think, who had a boyfriend called Max, who has powers of like Mr. Element Man, who can metamorphose different kind of substance by touching. So when I say by touching, it means when you have an iron, maybe iron axe, or maybe something which is made out of iron, when Max touched that substance or tool, he can become an iron, like just what that thing that he touched. So that is a crazy power. So it means if we have a really hard wall, when Max touched that wall, he may become like a rock or something. And that's amazing. As you can see on the screen, you can see Ben tend to change to different kind of characters, and then that character became like he shrink down to become that character. As you can see, when you see the size of the character is so small that according to his POV, you can see like Gwen and Max, they tend to be giants. I get it, but to me, I think my favorite is the cartoon and the animation, because it was so cool. Even though you can see in the compilation of this video, there's a lot of live action that the studio has tried to create. I know creating live action that came from maybe animation and cartoon may be so cringe, because people are expecting to see those characters that they grew up with. In terms of watching the cartoons, they need to be like similar according to the actual cartoons. A good example is the biggest anime that has almost like more than 1,000 episodes, which is called One Piece anime. It's crazy because you can see all those characters in that anime, they are resemblance to the actual live action which was made by Netflix 3 years ago. As you can see, Luffy and Inukai, they look so similar. That's why you can see One Piece live action, people loved it, because you can see those characters, or those actors who play those different kind of characters, they look similar to the actual anime and also to the actual manga. You see? So people are really expecting to see those characters resembling to the actual cartoon or animation that they used to watch. Because as you can see, One Piece live action got a positive feedback, because you can see all the characters that you're seeing in that live action, they tend to look alike the characters who are in the actual anime and also manga. So you can see like when we see the characters play those roles, it's like they are playing the actual role as we are used to see in those anime and also cartoons. And another good example of a great live action that the actual cartoon and the actual live action, like there was a resemblance, is I think the Avatar The Last Airbender, which was a Netflix live action. It was so cool because you can see Aang and Kitara and also Sokka, their first appearances they resemble to the actual animation from Nickelodeon, the Avatar: The Last Airbender. So they look so familiar with the actual show. That's why it made the fans to connect while watching those shows or while watching those live action, because they resemble to the actual cartoon that people used to watch when maybe they were kids or something, and that was so amazing. Even though live action of the Death Note, people didn't like it because it was kind of cringy, because you can see different kind of characters who are in the actual live action. They look so different for the actual cartoon. By the way, Moana new trailer just came up, and I just watched the trailer of the live action Moana, and you can see it. I think an actor who's playing Moana in the live action doesn't look like the actual cartoon or the animation or 3D animation of the actual show. I don't know, but hey, let's see. After the movie drop, we're gonna do a movie reaction in this channel. So yeah, so as you can see, so in terms of making live action, please try to cast characters or to cast different kind of actor and actresses that look the same as the actual show or the actual cartoon or animation, because when these two things combine together and they tend to make this a great resemblance, people may connect while watching the show, because while you're watching an actor perform in a live action, people can connect to that live action, to the actual source material that they're already used to watch. So yes, as you can see, a great example is those that I had to tell you. The great example is One Piece live action. Even though the season 2 live action of One Piece is coming up soon, 2026, and I'm so excited to do a reaction to it. And also Avatar: The Last Airbender, that is, I think, in 2026, the actual season 2 is coming up, and I'm really excited. I think in 2026 all these shows will be covered in this YouTube channel, so you guys need to stay tuned, because yes, 2026 is going to be a great year for different kind of movies and also live action. Yes, and a great example that I forget is called How to Train Your Dragon, because there's first the 3 animated movies, and then they created a live action, and you can see all those actors in that live action, they resemble to the actual animation movies. And it was so dope because people, they can connect, just me watching the black dragon, and also to relate with an actual cartoon and animation. They resemble so much together. Or it's like when you're watching, or maybe to those comics readers who are used to read the comics, maybe Marvel comics or maybe DC comics, and when they get live action of those comics, they tend to connect really well because they know the stories, they know which characters play part in different kind of roles, and when they are watching those live action, they tend to connect the new source to the actual normal original source that they used to watch. So I think in this video you can see the live action of this kind of show. Sometimes it's cringy, and sometimes it's like people are not used to it, because you can see in the cartoon they have a defined like resemblance and appearance, and that is easy to replicate in terms of finding a casting actors that can play that role. Because in the cartoon you can see the actual characters, that the way the character are looking, the appearance in general, it's easy in the casting to find actors who are resemble to those characters who are being shown in the cartoon. So I think maybe we're gonna get a live action in the future. I'm not so sure, but all I can say is live action should resemble to the actual original source of the show, so that people can connect these two things. Because yes, I know in live action it's same story, but it is being told differently, but also we can get a glimpse of what the actual show is trying to tell us, or maybe trying to portray different kind of scenes, and also different kind of plot. And also, yes, because a good reason why people didn't like the live action of Snow White that came out this year 2025 is because the actual actors who were playing in that movie didn't resemble to the actual cartoon that was released, I don't know how many years, 20 years ago, right? Because you can say the actors, the dwarf who played in those movies, the animated movies are really different from the actual live action. That's why you can see the Snow White movie earned so low in the box office because people didn't want to watch the actual movie, the actual live action, because it was so different. Because even in terms of casting actors and actresses into playing that movie, they were so different because the original source of the animated movie, it showed like, okay, if someone has to play Snow White character, has to be like A, B, and C. But hey, they tried to create their own version of the Snow White and recast all the seven dwarf into other like 3D animated dwarf people, and people didn't like it. That's why you can see it underperformed in the box office. So yes, a live action is good, but if you know how to blend it with the original source. So if in the future they're going to make a Ben 10 live action, please try to make a great live action where people can connect with the characters, or maybe the actors who have been casted to play the roles. They should be similar to the actual cartoon or animation that people grew up watching those shows. So yes, because the good example is One Piece live action. It was so good, people watched it and it performed really well on Netflix. People loved it because why? When you see the actors who played in those roles, they are so similar. When you look at their own appearance, they are so similar by like the actual anime itself. That's why you can see the owner and the writer of One Piece anime decided to cast the actors because he knew like, okay, I want someone as Luffy, I want someone to play Luffy to be ABC like this. That's why you can see like One Piece performed really well because you see the casting was casted carefully, and you can see the owner of the show, the owner and the writer of the anime itself decided to cast these actors because he saw like, okay, I wrote this character, I came up with this character, Luffy, or maybe Nami, or maybe Sanji, or Zoro. So I think this guy fits to play Zoro because he's good with playing with blades, and that's so cool. And guess what? After live action, people watch the live action. We love those characters because they actually look like the same characters that you can see on anime, and that is amazing. And also, so what do you think? Do you think this show deserve a live action, a great live action? I do not know. I don't know, but I think it deserves. But if it deserves, please maybe give it to Netflix, or maybe because Netflix, they know how to make a great show. They know how to make great shows, and also it live action is so cool. So yes, I think maybe Netflix should be considered in creating the Benton live action, but I don't think people will like it. I don't know. Maybe in the future. I don't know. So yeah, I'm really excited because today it's November, December is coming up so soon, and 2026 there's a lot of things that are coming. Yes, a lot of movies, a lot of live action. People are really excited because a lot of things that is going to happen. A lot of live action, season 2. I think Squid Game season, I don't know, the American version. It's gonna come up soon. I haven't watched these like the games. I don't know the actual games that is being like recorded right now. People like tend to play games and stuff like that, but it's not looking like the actual series that people are already used to. Because you can see in Squid Game season 3, in the last ending, like the credit scene is so like, okay, so they're trying to move Squid Game from South Korea to United States. As you can see, the frontman was staying in the United States when one of the actors was slapping the homeless person in an alley, and that was crazy because now we can see like so soon we're gonna get a Squid Game in the United States. Yes, but we people are expecting to see the actual series. We don't need like a game, like a game show. Like people are trying to play Squid Game, and it's not like an actual series because we started watching Squid Game from season 1, which was based on a Korean series from season 1, season 2, season 3. After season 3, people are expecting to see, okay, so now the Squid Game is moved from South Korea to United States, especially in Los Angeles, where a lot of people who are trying to survive, who are living homeless, or maybe they sell themselves sometimes. So yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe we're gonna see because there's no trailers, no what. So I think maybe in 2026 we're gonna see an update about the Squid Game series, especially in United States. I think because I think like this series is cool because Fallout is coming up soon. Welcome to Derry. It's already here. Season 5 has just been released today, and it's crazy. It's already watching, so I can't do a movie reaction or a series reaction about it. Welcome to Derry because I already watched it. So if you want, you can go to HBO Max and watch it at your own time because I'm not doing that reaction because I already watched it. I can't rewatch. I can't rewatch a show because I already watched it. So you're not going to get a first time reaction from me because I already watched it. So yeah, I'm watching off camera. So yeah. So, but if you're interested in watch it, go to HBO Max, find it, it's called It, and watch it. It's good and it's kind of scary. So yeah, you're gonna see Pennywise, and yeah, Pennywise is so cool and scary at the same time, and it's crazy. And yeah, I'm waiting for Fallout, and also I think we're not going to get another episode of like All of Us. I don't know. But by the way, if you're watching this video, make sure to subscribe and tell me in the comments what you think about this show. And tell me what your ideas. Have you grown up watching this show? Or maybe, I don't know, you can tell me on your comments. And if you're free, leave a like. And also if you want to follow me on my Instagram page, I have almost like more than 10,000 followers, more than 20. Go there and follow me. That would be so nice. Tell me a DMs like, hey, you know what? This show is cool, and we can start discussing about that show, and that would be so cool. Me and you, we are friends. That's why you can see we are giving you updates, and also you give me updates too, so that I can focus on watching different kind of shows, and that's so awesome, right? Yeah. So.